Hello, my name's Julie Williams. I'm a registered migration agent with Migration Downunder, and I'm here to give you an update on vaccinations, quarantine, and the pandemic in general, as well as the travel bans and more frequently asked questions on our YouTube channel. Now, in regards to the vaccinations, the travel bans, look, Australia is starting to get back on top of it since we've had the Delta wave. Their restrictions are slowly going to be lifted over the coming months due to the increase of vaccinations. We are confident that the borders, the international borders, are going to be opening a lot sooner than we had anticipated. But the magic question, when are those borders opening? Unfortunately, we're unable to answer that because no one else knows that answer as well. It's all dependent on the number of vaccinations as well as how we handle the increase of movement of people and the flow internally in Australia before our international borders do open. But there has been talk that it could happen towards the end of the year, or more realistically, probably early next year. And the reason being is that they're trying to see what's going to happen internally with the vaccinations. So what they're looking at doing is also allowing people to come in that are fully vaccinated. So therefore there's going to be an increase on the number of arrivals in New South Wales, probably from the 1st of December, when we've got a certain percentage of double vaccinations here in New South Wales. The international border number is going to increase, which is good news for those that are currently overseas that haven't been able to obtain flights back to Australia. The other thing is with hotel quarantine, that's an added expense for everybody at the moment. And New South Wales, as well as South Australia, and I believe a couple of other states, are starting to trial home quarantine. So people that have been vaccinated, they've had the test, and they're doing home quarantine. And instead of the 14 days, which is what's required in the hotel, the home quarantine is looking to be about 7 days. So that's good news overall. And it's good news to think that we're looking now at borders slowly beginning to open, which is great. Now, in regards to people wanting to come to Australia, I know there's a lot of you overseas that are keen to migrate to Australia, perhaps get a job in Australia, or just generally migrate because it's a great place to be and there is great opportunities, the economy is doing well, and there's a lot of different job prospects. Unfortunately, we can't find a job for you. We're getting a lot of questions from people that would like to migrate but don't have any means to be able to do that. They're wanting to seek our assistance in finding an employer. Unfortunately, we're not a recruiter, so we can't find you employment. And at the moment, while our borders are locked down, the only way to enter on a skilled visa is through employer sponsorship, as long as you've got an occupation in that target sector, or perhaps you're global talent and you can come in on a global talent independent. Otherwise, everybody else will have to wait until we see what happens with the borders reopening. Good news that students too are going to start returning back early in the new year, which is wonderful for both universities and the students, as well as students that are currently learning online offshore at the moment with Australian institutions. So if you don't already subscribe, please do, so we can continue to update you with the evolving immigration borders and what's happening in all things migration.